Hey guys, so we are live. This is my first YouTube live, so welcome to the party. I am coming over here to do a series of training videos. Zoom was not cooperating today, and done is always better than perfect. So I figured I would just jump in, go live, and see what happens. So this training topic is how do you create content that your ideal consumers, your ideal clients, that people in general will actually want to consume. So I've put together just a few kind of notes to give you some parameters around thinking about creating content. And here we're going to jump into it. So, the number one thing to consider when you're thinking about creating content that people will actually want to consume is first and foremost knowing what problem you solve and for whom. And you don't have to be so specific and precise about knowing, well, this is my program and this is how I do it. And this is, all the details of what we're actually going to do together. I'm not saying that you have to be that specific in thinking about the problem that you solve, but you need to have some idea of what problem you're solving for who. I solve the problem of helping you to speak about your business confidently so that you're converting more clients more often for boutique business owners in a service-based business. That's the problem I solve is how do you get more people to have more conversations with that are going to want to do business with you? And then how do you close those conversations? That's the problem I solve. You might be in the health coach lane. How do you help people lose more weight, get in better shape, lower, whatever other numbers, right? That's not my lane, but lower whatever other numbers they need to be worried about other than just the one on the scale. That's the ultimate problem that you solve. This isn't about knowing this is my program. So that's first and foremost. Now that you know what the problem is that you're going to solve, you have to kind of start reverse engineering. So, step two in this is to consider what do they need before that, right? Before they come to me and they need, how do I close clients quickly? Signature part of our Sales School for Entrepreneurs program. How do I close clients quickly is ultimately what they need. What they need before that some clients to have conversations with, somebody in their funnel to start talking to. So that's the step before. You have to identify what that step is. So, for example, with the health coach, and you want to help people to lose weight. That's your ultimate goal. How do I help them lose weight? But what do they need before that? What are they Googling before that? What are they talking to with their friends about before that? What are some of the challenges that your past clients have said that they have before they start working with you? What's like a day in the life of them looking like? And you need to kind of have an idea of what that looks like. So, in my world, what that looks like is it's really what I've created called the Conversation Creation Challenge. People come into my world because they ultimately need the content and the training within the Sales School for Entrepreneurs. How do you close clients quickly? Well, before that, you have to have some people to talk to. And that's the Conversation Creation Challenge, which I'll put in the link somewhere. I don't know how to do that yet here, but that'll be here eventually. Conversationcreationchallenge.com. It's a free group on Facebook where I've got a boatload of trainings up, and we run the challenge periodically to just really help you to fill your calendar with people who want to talk to you, which is another training topic I'm going to go through is how do you fill your calendar with people who want to talk to you. So that's the Conversation Creation Challenge. That comes before you being able to close anybody, because you can't close anybody if you don't have anybody to talk to. So that's the step before that. And then creating content, you have to know what comes even before that, right? Because this is the conversation starter. This is where your content comes from. Because too many times what happens is people are afraid to put content out there because they're going to the solution, the problem that they solve, and they're like, well, if I give it all away here, then why are they going to want to hire me? First of all, that's fear-based thinking. So really understand that is rooted in fear and lack and scarcity, that you're not going to have enough to ultimately give. So just notice that. And the reality is that's not where the conversation starts. The conversation, the solution is here. What comes immediately before that could be your free offering, could be the opt-in, etc. And then there's a step before that, that if we think of, I'm going to do a really bad drawing for you guys, but this is pretty much what I'm talking about right now. It's a three-tiered kind of approach. And this is, oh, well, this is it. I'm not an art teacher. So if we really think about it, one is where you're really starting with, that's the solution. This is the problem that you solve. This is where the money comes in. This is where you're getting your clients, dead center, right? A little bit more outside of here is where we're looking through saying, what comes before that? What's the step right before that? So if in here is how to close clients quickly, in here is going to be, how do you get some conversations to have with people to know if they're going to be clients that you can close quickly? And then before that is going to be, see how it's a broader kind of scope and your content narrows as you get closer and closer and closer. Before that is, you have to be able to connect with people. You have to be able to put information out that they're just going to benefit from in the grand scheme of your training topics. So this is where, in that broad scheme, in that three circle, where you're creating content, this is where that comes from. In the Conversation Creation Challenge, we actually just did a training yesterday. Well, today, it doesn't matter, but in yesterday on Teaching Tuesday, about specifically how to go about creating, like, what are the actual steps to creating content? And that is kind of closer to the two. What's in the three ring is really, okay, it's kind of under the umbrella of sales. It's under the umbrella of business coaching. It's under the umbrella of a little bit of marketing and outreach and that sort of thing. So that's where you can put some broad content out there so that people can kind of start saying, it's kind of in my world, it's kind of interesting. And then they're getting to know, like, and trust you based on that content. And then they start to follow the trail. So I'm putting content out here, kind of broad brushstroke content. You're going to like me or you're not. It is what it is. If you like me and you're like, this is kind of interesting, then you would go to step number 2, the Conversation Creation Challenge, where I've already said we've got deeper training going a little bit more specific. If you like that, you're probably going to want to continue to kind of check that out, see what else is going on, make sure you know, like, and trust me, ask some questions, maybe we'll have a conversation, whatever. And then you would go into the final solution here, which is us working together in the Sales School for Entrepreneurs. So that's really kind of how to create content in the broad scheme that your ideal clients are going to want to consume. You have to reverse engineer through their process. Too many times we look at it from the approach of, well, this is what I want to say. Yeah, you can say what you want to say, but you have to do it in a way that they're going to want to consume it. And it has to be in the right order that they're going to want to move into the conversation with. So if you found this valuable and helpful, obviously, like and subscribe. And if you're looking for that additional training, pop over to the Conversation Creation Challenge, where I have the extended free training in the Facebook group. So thanks for joining my first Facebook Live or YouTube Live. See, I'm so used to doing Facebook, YouTube Live. And I'm just going to keep cranking out a few because I've got bunches of pages of more content to go through today. So looking forward to this. All right, guys, thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye.